America Home presents the News Hour at 10 with Arnab Goswami.
And taking the debate forward with Asaduddin Owaisi, President and Member of Parliament of the AIMIM, who's facing off on the News Hour debate tonight on the Uniform Civil Code with Nalin Kohli, Advocate and National Spokesperson of the BJP. This debate will continue, then we'll expand the panel and the panel will join us. But first, between these two gentlemen, welcome Mr. Kohli and Mr. Owaisi. It's good to see you after some time. I don't know if you heard some of the introductory comments of Mr. Jaitley. Now, Mr. Owaisi, I want to start with you, Mr. Owaisi, and then we'll take it forward. I hope you can hear me. Mr. Owaisi, am I clear and audible to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. If I can increase Mr. Owaisi's audio, please, a bit. Okay. Mr. Owaisi, let me start with a broader question, because I am a little perplexed at the opposition to the Uniform Civil Code on logical terms, not on religious terms, not on rhetoric. Mr. Owaisi, every citizen of India is allowed to practice the religious rituals on the basis of their faith, and Article 25 protects every citizen to do exactly this. Now, you must agree with me at the start that when it comes to fundamental rights, sir, it is the law and it is the Indian Constitution that protects every citizen of it. Therefore, if you do agree with this premise, Mr. Owaisi, if someone's fundamental rights are being infringed on, the Constitution and the law should be protecting it, not one's religion. How is it the business of any religious groups or people like Asaduddin Owaisi to protect a citizen when it comes to fundamental rights? It's only going to be the Constitution. So I first want to begin on whether you accept the premise of the supremacy of the Constitution. Mr. Owaisi, please.
Well, I have taken oath on the Indian Constitution, so has Mr. Jaitley and every member of Parliament. But please remember that the Constitution has fundamental rights and directive principles. Your today's program debate is on Uniform Civil Code. Under Article 44, that is a directive principle of the Constitution. So fundamental rights will always be above directive principles. Whether it is right to equality, right to, freedom of religion. But let me point out to you, I heard Mr. Jaitley's interview with you, and he was very clear in saying that if a uniform civil code comes into existence, the Hindu undivided family tax rebates will not go. Now, isn't that contravening the fundamental right to equality? That a tax rebate benefit is available to the Hindus, but it is not available to non-Hindus. That is infringement of fundamental right of equality. That is an clear violation of right to religion, equality before law. That is the main question. And please remember that this whole debate on Uniform Civil Code has nothing to do with gender justice. This is clearly a device to impose Hindu Rashtra in India. This is what is happening with beef, and this is what is going to happen with the construction of Ram Mandir. Because Muslims have to be told that you're a second-class citizen over here. This is what Golwalkar said, and you should be disciplined. Now, if that is the case, can the BJP say categorically, in Goa, whatever law is there which allows Roman Catholics and the non-Roman Catholics to get married according to their religious laws, that will be taken off? If you talk about Uniform Civil Code, can this government give a clear commitment that the protection given to Nagas and Mizos, we have given them safeguard that their cultural rights will be protected? This government is afraid to even bring into public realm the framework of Naga agreement. Even Times Now does not have a copy of that. You might be having copies of various documents, but you don't have a copy of that
We are
agreement.
straying now.
Third point. No, listen to me. Nalin, let us have a debate. Don't intervene. I will not intervene.
That was me. That was not Nalin. So yeah, one sec. That was me. Arnab. Yeah, continue. But don't stray from the subject. That's all.
No, I am, Arnab, see, the premise of your question has to be answered, and please allow me to answer that. Now, Mr. Jaitley has not said that within Hindu system you have the Mitakshara and the Dayabaga school. What will happen to that inheritance? Now you talk about now you talk about gender justice. 2011 census clearly says 1,20,00,000 girls got married at the age of 10, sorry. And 84% were not Muslims, they were Hindus. Now, can this government talk about gender justice and this data is staring in front of you?
Mr. Owaisi, can I intervene? I just want to take the debate forward, so get everyone in. But I want to also remind you, you're a lawyer. You know that Article 14 and Article 21 in Part 3 of the Constitution of India gives women fundamental rights of equality. Nobody, no religious body can take it away, point number one. Point number two, if someone is saying that it is my freedom to practice religion, yes it is. The Constitution protects you to do it. But how does that allow, Mr. Owaisi, anyone to justify legally to infringe upon somebody else's constitutionally protected rights? And Mr. Owaisi, today when you spoke, you have confused two issues. You appear to have confused the question of rituals with the questions of rights. Because you also said, and you said now, will you stop marriage rituals in the way they are on now? Will you stop taking Sat Feras? Mr. Owaisi, that was never the issue. Are you trying to mislead the people of India? Are you trying to mislead the public, Mr. Owaisi? Especially, are you trying to mislead the Muslim public by saying that the Uniform Civil Code will intrude upon marital situations, when the question here is entirely about laws of marriage, inheritance, succession and so forth, not of rituals? You are fear-mongering, Mr. Owaisi. I'm sorry, but with the greatest of respect to you, you are fear-mongering. And I don't know what is your motivation to do so.
Are you done?
Yes.
I know, I am, thank you for giving me that respect. Now, please let me refresh your great memory of yours. Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Right? There is the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Now, according to the Hindu Marriage Act, marriage is what? Marriage is a sacrament. And when you come to Muslims, what is a marriage? A marriage is a contract. Now, doesn't the Hindu Marriage Act says, Mr. Arnab Goswami, that the marriage is valid if the marriage, if one of the parties declares that he believes in Hinduism? Now, now can you differentiate rituals from them?
No.
Now, please understand, you talk about fundamental. I don't need to get your point. I have to say what my point is. You are jolly well, you have all the right to disagree with me, but I have my fundamental right to freedom of expression. And that is that this government has got its priorities wrong.
Responding.
You talk about directive principle of 44.
Responding.
But you forget about directive principle of 39C. Let me read 39C, Arnab.
Sir, let me read 13.
That the
let me read 13.
Let me read 39C first, then we'll come to Article 13. 39C says that the operation of economic system does not result in the concentration of wealth and means of production to the common detriment. Why did you do a program on Vijay Mallya? Why did you do a program on Times Now, which I agree with you, that was a good thing to do, that there are many industrialists who owe 20,000, 30,000 crores to our nationalized banks.
Unrelated subjects.
Article 39F. The children are given opportunities and facilities to develop and healthy. Now, this government brings a legislation which allows
opening the debate.
Their family business.
I need to open the debate. Nalin Kohli responding now. The debate is between Mr. Owaisi. Much as I am tempted to, the debate is between you and Nalin Kohli. Nalin Kohli's counter to you, sir. Hear each other carefully, viewers. The hashtag is One Nation, One Law. On this live debate tonight, you can give us your views on which side is winning, Mr. Kohli or Mr. Owaisi. Yes, Mr. Kohli's response. And by the way, Mr. Kohli, 1 minute. Let me ask you this squarely, because the question here is about the true idea of secularism, which means, Mr. Kohli, no preferential treatment but treating all faiths equally. So, Mr. Kohli, A, will you commit that a uniform civil code will mean the rewriting of the Hindu Marriage Act of 1956, Hindu Succession Act of 1956, Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act of 1956, Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act of 1956, despite amendments and progressive steps taken to improve upon them all over the years? And how would you, Mr. Kohli, address the argument that the template, I think what you need to do is convince Mr. Owaisi tonight and a lot of people tonight that the template of the Hindu code, you see, if it is to be a uniform civil code, then the template of the Hindu code should not be used as the template for the uniform civil code for all Indians. Please also address that question. Mr. Kohli, please, that question and the counters, please, as you wish, to take one first.
So I'll start with a few opening comments, then get into some counters, and I'll certainly answer that.
I need to check the audio. I'm sorry. I need to urgently. Sorry. 1 second. We need to fix this one-on-one debate. Please start again, sir. Sorry, we had an audio problem. Go ahead, Mr. Kohli. Go on.
Yes, are you okay with the audio?
Yeah, fine now. Go on.
If you're okay, I'll just like to make a few arguments. Thank you. So, Mr. Goswami, I'm going to start with a few fundamental questions, not fundamentalist questions, and then I'm going to take this to the next level in terms of what are the counters, and then answer your question head on. So let's go to the very top. The Constitution of India, after the Constitutional Assembly goes ahead, it's adopted by this country in 1950. Adopted absolutely totality. That's the Constitution of India, which creates an identity for every Indian irrespective of their faith. This constitution has its own rights, duties, directive principles, etc., etc. That Constitution of India offers, and we have spoken about the rights of equality, Article 21, Article 14, you've referred to Article 13 as Mr. Jaitley has. So a question here comes out fundamentally, that when you have a constitution, and in that constitution you do have also Article 14 and you have Article